All right, boys and girls, and ladies and gentlemen of the interweb, rocking and rolling again on the Crown Vic F100 build. We're just minus the F100 part of it, as you can see, but should be coming yesterday. Made a deal on a truck, orange and white, 69 F100, F250. Can't remember what it is. So today this weekend so far just been working on the Crown Vic some more. As you can see, I got everything stripped off again. I just cut on the way I was assuming that I'm going to slide it over top, like the first two Crown Vic F100 swaps that I've done, but not entirely sure yet. So today we were just doing some wiring stuff, trying to get all the excessive wires. As you can see, I got stuff cut there and over there, like I said in the last video. So just trying to get back inside of here so that I can strip them out of that loom that's back in there in case I decide to use the F100 dash. Then I can I'm able to use that and stuff on it. So back in there, so just kind of ripping stuff out, eliminating things, and marking stuff with tape, as you can see. But yeah, going through dashes, not the easiest thing in the world to pull apart with it. I think pulling the column's the easiest way, so I probably should have done that first, but you live and you learn. So I got the windshield. Yesterday I got the tank mount all done, so I got the straps that run around and up through on that, so the tank's kind of just generally in place. That's usually where I stick it so that I can minimize the hump in the bed that's on it. And I'm definitely going to be using the bed floor, even if I drop down across it. Now, depending on where it sits, obviously will be whether I set the cab on here or if I cut out the firewall or, whatever ends up being done. There's so many different ways to do this. Before, for me, this hump in the back was pretty big on my first 3 builds, because I was able to, after the first one I did, I was able to get this cowl piece, or whatever you want to call it, the dash skeleton, that piece right there. I was actually able to get the truck piece on that to sit right down on top of that, so there was nothing sticking up like a lot of the other builds you see. It was just purely flush. It looks gorgeous. Go check my other video on the last build that I did. I love it. It turned out really nice, but it draws some different problems, one of which is you're sitting down low, so you go with a bigger wheel size and you're going to get some rubbing and stuff onto it. And then the other problems are, of course, for the back. Now, if the cab is down low to match that body line, then the bed itself needs to sit really low, so you do run into some rub issues, possibly, depending on what rear tires and wheel offset and all that kind of fun stuff you're running. And then obviously this hump in the middle gets to be a lot bigger and takes up more space and stuff on it. So the last truck I built, I just did flat stock. I actually raised the whole bed floor up to, I think, around here or so this hump was minimized. And then I also made it a lot bigger, kind of squared it off and stuff, and did flat stock and steel. I didn't like that. It just didn't look well. Plus, I just could not get it to stop making noise when you drove around and stuff. So the other 2 builds I've done, I used the bed floor and went and made a little hump thing, and I liked the way that looked a lot better. Worked a lot better. And actually, looking online, if I weld back behind it, then I won't have a funky seam stuff. But anyway, that's much further down the road. We have to get the truck here first before we do that. So I just kind of go on preliminary stuff, and I will be doing a nice big thick support system that ties into here, because I did it on the last build and I noticed a difference in driving, especially when I autocross the truck, which I would like to do with this one again. So as I said, we're just doing wiring stuff, eliminating things we don't need. I personally pull the airbag stuff out, and I don't do it out of the column, because once you just disconnect everything and stuff, then I looked online, doesn't deploy, but I pull that one out. So I not only just cut the wires stuff, but I'll actually pull the bag and the cylinder and stuff out of the passenger side one as well too. So I can go through and just thin up the wiring and stuff onto it. And then, as I said before, I'm going to thin up the wiring in the engine bay when it comes time to do that. I haven't even pulled the fenders, the core support and stuff on it. So I'm planning on this one, if I set the cab on, well, actually, regardless, I'm going to be moving this stuff forward so that I have more room to slide the cab maybe forward, or just it's kind of more room and stuff on it. Wipers are definitely going to be a priority on this build, as they've not been with the others. The last truck I put in a universal motor and just had the driver's side work, but it just was not adequate enough. We're a dry area here, but if the truck ever goes someplace else, then I want it to be a nice driver, especially with the fact that AC and heat work awesome in this one. So we're going to be keeping that regardless of what I do. Like I said, whether I do like the other trucks where I slide the cab just over and use the Crown Vic dash, or if I modify things through, it'll just, I don't know, depend on that. So yeah, that's where we're at. More updates to come. Thanks, guys.